Good evening, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. So I do not have a grocery haul for you guys today. I think I said in yesterday's vlog that I would. However, because we were going over to Matthew's apartment today, kind of as like a little cute cat birthday party, his and his girlfriend's cat, over to their apartment today. It was at 1 o'clock, or it was actually 1:30. I kept thinking it was at 1 o'clock. It was at 1:30 and it takes us about 45 minutes or so to get there. So the plan was that we were going to leave at about 12:30, and that like worked out and ended up being fine. But like my dad had mentioned, if we would have went to the grocery stores and we would have left around, ideally like 8 o'clock probably would have been really good time to leave, but it was already closer to 9 o'clock when my dad had mentioned that it might not end up working out that well, because if it ended up taking us like an hour or 2 hours or so, it would have probably been closer to like 11 o'clock by that time, and it would have just been kind of close, like to have gotten ready and like gotten everything together. And I also had to I was gonna make little like pinwheels, like you use like tortillas and like cream cheese, and a lot of times you can put like meat and cheese and like sometimes like cucumber in them and stuff like that, and then you just kind of slice them so that they're like you know, little like pinwheel roll-up kind of things. My mom used to make them for us like whole when we were little, and she just call them like roll-ups. Sometimes she wouldn't even use tortillas, she just used like cheese and like meat and like a pickle, and like you just roll it up, and like they were just super easy little, you know, like fast snacks that like didn't involve having to make a full-on sandwich. Or if you were out of bread or something like that, they worked out really well. But like I said, these you can make them as like appetizers as well, but I made mine without meat, so it was just like a cream cheese like dill kind of, like it had cream cheese and dill and like mayonnaise, and then it also had actually fresh broccoli from our garden, because we have broccoli growing in our garden, which is so awesome. I actually think our broccoli might have all been harvested, I'm not sure yet, but we did have the broccoli fresh from the garden, and then I also had a couple baby carrots that I shredded up, and then I also did add cheese, and they were really good. The only thing is I think maybe I added a little too much salt. They taste a little salty to me. Personally though, I'm not a person that likes to add salt to literally anything. I think other flavorings is what makes things taste really good. Like I just don't like salty or overly salted things, so in order to always err on the side of caution, I either like don't salt my food or I add like very little salt, because I just hate when something tastes too salty. And at least for me personally though, it did taste a little salty. But again too, that's like because there's like salt in everything like that you end up using, like the cheese has salt in it and like that kind of stuff, so like I just didn't feel like it needed like extra salt. And again too, I ended up adding salt like to it, but I don't know, also too because I did kind of double the recipe, maybe I could have actually just used what they suggested to use for salt instead of kind of doubling it. Maybe it wouldn't have tasted as salty, like I don't know, but that's just like a me personal thing, I think, maybe possibly. But also too, I felt like the dill was enough. It also used what's it called, garlic powder, and the garlic powder wasn't really overpowering, but I feel like maybe too I could have scaled back on that possibly. It's also been because it tasted too salty, and like so it kind of made me think that it was too much seasoning because it tasted too salty. Like if I do end up salting something, really the only thing I end up using is like garlic salt, and I'll use it like if I'm, you know, making like noodles or something like that, I'll just use like a little bit of garlic salt or something. I just don't like I said, things that are like super salted or like have extra added salt. If it has like a sauce or seasoning and spices, like that kind of stuff, it already tastes flavored enough. And like I was saying too, sometimes there's salt in that stuff already, so it's not like I need to add extra salt. My mom though is, I was gonna say a very salty person, but she likes to add, I'm a salty person, I just don't like salt. But you know, she adds salt to a lot of things that she ends up cooking, and like I said, me, I don't really like that. So anyways though, I ended up having to make those today before we left as well, so that was like another thing that I didn't want to make them ahead of time. So I was like, you know, like yesterday or anything like that, I wanted to make them like fresh like in the morning today before we went, so I ended up doing that so I could bring them with. But anyways, we ended up going there today, and we also watched some of the Olympics while we were there as well, and we got to celebrate little Clementine's birthday, which was fun. I showed you guys the other day when I ended up putting together her little cat's tower kind of thing, which she was super interested when we first got there. She was like playing with the little balls in it and stuff like that. It was so cute. I hope that she is entertained by that, and, you know, like I said, has, you know, finds entertainment in that in the future as well. But she was, like I said, kind of engaged with it when we first got there, but that was also because, like I showed you guys, I put it together ahead of time because it was just like an ugly box. So I was like, I kind of want to put it together ahead of time so that like she can play with it when she, you know, like when we get there and we give it to her. I didn't want it to take too long, like, again, because I didn't know how long it was going to take to put something like that together for like Matthew when we got there, and then him having to put it together and then her not being able to use it while we were there. So that's why I just wanted to be able to like see her use it and see if she was like interested in it or not. So it was really cute. She did like it, but it was a fun little gathering for her birthday to get to see her, and you know, she got to like open up her presents and all that kind of stuff. It was really cute. So anyways though, we ended up getting back home, and we ended up, because we didn't watch the opening ceremonies to the Olympics yesterday because they were on at like noon, I think, our time, like was when they originally were airing it, and then they didn't show it again until like midnight. I thought they would have had them on like prime time, like in the evening, like on a Friday. I was thinking like, oh, they'll have them on at like 7 o'clock again, like that was when they would re-air it. They didn't have it on until like midnight at night. So then we ended up watching them today when we got home. I just ended up like recording it, and then we ended up watching some of the other stuff that they had on. Like we ended up watching some of it today while we were over, you know, for the cat's birthday. Like Matthew had some of the, you know, the Olympics on, but then we ended up watching some more. They had coverage on after we ended up finishing rewatching the opening ceremonies, or, you know, like watching what we recorded from last night. So again, got to see that, which was really cool. But I'm excited because I love sports so much. So like, and I feel like though, even though today's Saturday, I'm like, I feel like I missed, and we watched a lot of it today too. Like while we were there, we got to see some of the stuff, like the swimming and, you know, a couple other things. But like, it was weird because like, I feel like even though it was on like at noon yesterday, there was still stuff that happened after that, like yesterday too. And then I feel like we've missed like 2 whole days of Olympics, when I'm like, well, no, like really, it was just the opening ceremonies yesterday. There was like a little bit of coverage, and then today there was, you know, like we watched a good portion of what was kind of like primetime type stuff anyway, and then the evening stuff after we rewatched the opening ceremonies. But I don't know, I just feel like it's been on for like 4 days and I haven't watched it, but I'm like, I really have not missed anything. I feel like I did get to watch most of like primetime type stuff, and I know like the women's gymnastics on tomorrow. I think the men's basketball's on tomorrow, so like is a couple other like bigger primetime type things on too. But like I said, I already feel like I've missed so much, and I'm like, really, I haven't. There really hasn't been that much on, and especially not anything that I've missed. So and we have like Peacock, so we can watch and stream all the different stuff that's on too. Like Matthew had one of the broadcasts, and they had like a side by side of like one thing that was going on and like another thing too, because it was like one of them was the gold, like a gold medal something, but then there was another one like Team USA was in, but it wasn't a medal like thing, so they like had both of them on at the same time. So it was like cool to get to make sure you kind of didn't miss anything. And again too, like you can switch around to like the different like broadcasts and stuff like that. But that's one thing that I'm excited about too, is now we get Olympics for the next like 2 weeks and get to watch that, which is really cool. So anyways though, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed, and I will have a grocery haul for you guys tomorrow. But if you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon, shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.